Hello everyone, I'm back with one of the holiest topic on the channel. Why would you like to play Black Templars? Well, probably because you like Crusaders, the Holy War, and you think the Codex Astartes sucks. When Space Daddy told you you can't have more than 1000 friends, you were sad, but you found a loophole. When you are on a crusade, you can have more than 1000 friends. You probably know that the Black Templars are not really following the Codex Astartes. Why, you ask? Well, probably because the Codex is a bad melee weapon. And also, melee is much more fun than shooting, for you at least. Let's check out what makes the Black Templars so special. The first one, when you have a full Black Templars army list, you can have one Agent of the Imperium or one unaligned unit, but still mostly one Black Templar army. You get access to Templar Vows. These are cool things in my opinion. They give you one really good bonus, but this bonus comes with a drawback. Let's check out the 4 vows that we currently have. First one, suffer not the unclean to live. When you make this vow, your hit rolls of 6 automatically wounds the target that is not a vehicle. So mostly hunt down bigger beasts, xenos or mutants, lore-wise. The drawback, called passion. So the passion part. So there is the closest enemy unit within 12 that is not engaged with another Black Templars unit, you must declare charge to that target. So I think this one is not a really good vow because you can't aim your charges. Let's check out another one. Uphold the honor of the Emperor. The vow part. Every Black Templar model in your army has an invulnerable save of 5, which boosts your survivability greatly. But that's not all. The other part is, each time an unmodified wound roll of 1 or 2 would wound you, that attack automatically fails, irrespective to any abilities and strength that the weapon have. So, mini transhuman. The passion part. Your units doesn't receive the benefit of cover. It's okay, you can live with it. In melee, there is no cover anyway, unless on charge, but that's just for one turn, and only activates when an enemy charges you, so... This one is a good vow. The third one, abhor the witch, destroy the witch. The vow part, the good part. So basically once per battle, in your first movement phase, you can add 3 to the move characteristic of your units, if the enemy has a Psyker. Also, each time when you make a melee attack against a Psyker, you can reroll the wound rolls of 1, so it's okay. But the bad part, passion part, while there is any Psyker within 18 of your unit, that unit cannot perform an action. This one is a little bit meh, it can be good, but the uphold the honor of the Emperor is better. And let's check out the last one, which is also a good one. Let's check out the good part. Wow. When your units are in engagement range with the enemy, always the Assault Doctrine considered to be active, which is good because you get 1 point of armor penetration. And each time when you are fighting in melee, add 1 to the attack characteristic of the models in that unit. Sadly, this is not cumulative with the Shock Assault, but well, it's almost like you've charged in this turn, in every turn. So it's good when you're stuck in a fight. The passion, the bad part. Your units cannot fall back. Sometimes this can be bad, but I think this is the second best vow. The other cool thing that this army has. In this box set, you can try it sadly, but later you will use this 100%. If your army includes a Black Templar chaplain, then you get access to special relics that you can only give to your infantry and biker units. And what does the chapter tactic gives you? For your Black Templar units, you can reroll the advance and charge rolls. And the other part, when a model with this tactic would lose a wound due to a mortal wound, you can roll a d6 and on a 5 or 6, that wound is not lost. So basically, you have a 5+ save against mortal wounds, which is great. But as you know, the Crusade knows no bounds and it has no time to stop. So let's check out the box set. Combat Patrol, Black Templars. Price $150 or 120 euros or 90 pounds. Value inside the kit 190 euros. Points inside the kit 428 or 463, depending on if you buy the Chapter Master upgrade or not. What does this box contains? 1 Primaris Marshal, which is basically a Primaris captain but with better war gear, and Black Templar specific only, although you can use this model to convert yourself an awesome captain. Other than that, we have 5 Primaris Intercessors, 1 Primaris Crusader squad, and 1 Primaris Impulsor. Also, this box contains a Black Templar upgrade sprue, which is good for infantry units and also good for the machines like the Impulsor or Dreadnought. Let's check out the HQ option first. Primaris Marshal. 1 model, 80 points. I said it a few times at other models, but I think this is one of the best Space Marine units right now. Either the Captain or either the Marshal version. Probably the Marshal version is a little bit better because he has access to other war gear options that we will go through soon. But let's check out why is he so good. The Captain's usually the fightiest Space Marine units around. In Black Templars, maybe the Emperor Champion is better, but all in all, he's a really great character. He has 6 wounds and the 4+ invulnerable save, which makes him more survivable than a lieutenant or a librarian, or even a chaplain. He has an aura. When Black Templars core unit is within 6 to him, they can reroll the hit rolls of 1. But also, you have the ability to upgrade him as Chapter Master, then he will cost 115 points, but then he gains an extra ability. He is able to choose a core or a character unit within 6, and that unit can reroll all hit rolls. Yes, in this case he can choose himself. What's the difference between a normal captain and the Black Templar Marshal? Well, mostly the different war gear. First of all, you have a melee weapon. You can choose between a Power Fist, which gives you huge strength, armor penetration of 3 and damage 2. But you have to subtract 1 from your hit rolls when you fight in melee. The other option, Mastercrafted Power Sword. It gives you the strength to deal with normal infantry with relative ease. You have strength 5, armor penetration of 3 and damage 2. But if you know you are going to fight against something tougher, then you can also choose the Mastercrafted Power Axe, which gives you strength 6, which is great if you're dealing with orcs, plague marines or things like that. But it only has armor penetration of 2 and damage 2. So more strength but less armor penetration. Choose whichever you like, all of them are great, probably the sword looks the coolest. The standout option is for shooting. You can have an auto flamer if you take a power axe or a power sword. What does the auto flamer do, you ask? Well, you have the basic auto bolter profile. Range of 24, assault 3, strength 4, armor penetration of 0 and damage 1. But you also have a flamer profile, which is assault d6, so shots between 1 and 6, range 12, strength 4, armor penetration 0 and damage 1. But at least it's automatically hitting the target. If you are shooting with both profiles, then you have to subtract 1 from your hit rolls. This weapon is assault, so you can shoot with it even after running. But then you hit worse, so you have to subtract 1 from your hit rolls. But the good thing is, if you are running and shooting with both profiles, then you only have to subtract 1 from your hit rolls, and only from the bolter part, because the flamer automatically hitting the target. So that's nice. It gives the ability to your captain to clear crowds easier, much easier. I would give this unit a 9 out of 10. Probably an 8.5 out of 10, but I use captains in almost every Space Marine list that I make. And I almost can't imagine my list without them. So that's why I gave him a 9 out of 10. Maybe a little bit biased, but honestly I don't care. He is great. Primaris Intercessors. 5 models for 90 points. They are the basic of the basic at the Space Marines right now. But that doesn't mean that they are bad. They are really versatile. You are able to choose between 3 types of guns. You're also able to give a cool melee weapon or a cool pistol to the sergeant of the unit. Or both. But then you lose your main weapon, so you have to decide if it's worth it for you. And also, for every 5 models, you are able to add a grenade launcher to your team, which is great. Free shot or many shots for free if you use the frag grenade option. Okay, what is the 3 different guns? First one. Auto bolt rifle. It has a range of 24, assault 3, strength 4, armor penetration 0, damage 1. It has a lower range than the other ones, but at least you can shoot it even after running. The other option that you have, bolt rifle. It has a range of 30, it is rapid fire 1, which means if you are standing still or you are within half range, you can shoot it twice. This has strength 4, 1 points of armor penetration and damage 1. The last one, stalker pattern bolter. It has a range of 36, heavy 1, so 1 shot, and if you move, you hit worse. You have to subtract 1 from your hit rolls. But it has strength 4, armor penetration of 2 and damage 2. I mentioned the additional grenade launcher. For every 5 model, you can add a grenade launcher into the team. It is assault 1, with 30-inch range. The same grenade profiles as the normal grenades, but it has longer range and it counts as assault 1, so you can shoot it even after running. Why is it cool that this is assault? Well, because every unit can throw 1 grenade, which is type grenade. But in this case, this one is assault, so you can use 2 grenades, not just 1, if this is necessary. And other than that, it's a free extra shot, or many shots if you use frag grenade. The next most important thing about the Intercessors. The sergeant can have a cool melee weapon or a pistol, or both. But I think it's wise to give him a melee weapon. Your best options currently. The chainsword, because it gives you an armor penetration and an extra attack. Or power sword, because it gives you better strength, 3 points of armor penetration, and that's it. Or you also have access to heavier melee weapons, power fist or thunderhammer. They are unwieldy. so you have to subtract 1 from your hit rolls. But they give you great strength, good armor penetration, and good damage. The difference between them, while the Power Fist has 3 points of armor penetration and damage 2, then Thunderhammer gives you 2 points of armor penetration but damage 3. If you're picking about these two, I think the Thunderhammer is better right now. That's it for them. I would give them a 7.5 out of 10. Let's check out the chapter-specific unit in this box set. Primaris Crusader Squad. 10 models for 158 points. This unit is a rather interesting one. While it is good, it really disturbs me. The unit contains 3 different types of models. First of all, you have the unit's leader, Primaris Sword Brother. He is really great at melee. You can choose between a power sword and a power axe, and he has a good pistol and a 40mm base, which is big. And then you have 6 Primaris Initiates. These are almost the same as the Primaris Intercessors, but they can only have auto bolt rifle or a heavy bolt pistol and an Astartes chainsword. So the same loadout as the Assault Intercessors, but with chains. Looking great, but doesn't do anything. But the good thing, when you have at least 10 models, which you have in this unit, exactly 10, you can give 2 of these Primaris Initiates special options. They can replace their weapons, the auto bolt rifle or the heavy bolt pistol and Astartes chainsword, with one Pyre Blaster or a heavy bolt pistol and the Power Fist. We all know about the Power Fist, so that's nothing new under the sun. But the Pyre Blaster is basically a better flamethrower, with better range of 15, assault d6, so shots between 1 and 6, and it has a strength 4, armor penetration of 1, and damage 1, and it's automatically hitting the target. So basically, flamethrower with plus 3 inch range and 1 point of armor penetration. You should definitely give them these upgrades, either the Pyre Blaster or the Power Fist. But I would recommend you the Power Fist, because in most cases you want to be in melee. And these 6 models has 32mm bases, so a different size. And let's talk about the last 4 models in this unit. These called Primaris Neophytes. They are basically Space Marine interns, looking really similar to the old Space Marine Scouts, but with Justin Bieber style of haircut. While they're almost similar in every way at the others in the unit, they have less armor, only a 4+, not a 3+ like the others. And they are a little bit cheaper. And these guys could have different weapon loadouts. Usually they come with a bolt pistol and an Astartes chainsword, the chainsword that we all know, and with grenades, frag and crack. But they are able to change the Astartes chainsword and the bolt pistol to a bolt carbine or an Astartes shotgun. Okay, why does this bothers me so much? Because these guys have a bolt pistol and not a heavy bolt pistol, like the others in this kit. So it's the same, but they don't have an armor penetration. So you have to roll 4 different dice. Why? After that, you have the Astartes shotgun, which is assault 2 and with 18 range. Strength 4, 0 points of armor penetration, and damage 1. This is strictly worse than the auto bolt rifle in every way. It has a stratagem that makes it damage 2, but with 0 points of armor penetration and strength 4, it's not something that you would spend a command point on. And for 4 guys, sounds cool, but actually, why? The other options that they have, called Bolt Carbine, which is Rage 24, Assault 2, Strength 4, 0 points of armor penetration, and damage 1. So it's an auto bolt rifle with 1 less shot. Okay, this is somewhat acceptable. But in melee, they hit just as hard as everyone else, so they do the same damage, but they are less tough. And also, they have a base size of 28, 1 less smaller. I really like this unit, but I think I would just give everyone a chainsword, a bolt pistol, a heavy bolt pistol, as many power fists as I can, and probably give the power sword to the leader, and after that this unit is just yikes. Don't get me wrong, this unit is useful and it do its job, but unnecessarily complicated. This unit deserves a 7.5 point out of 10, and it is good, but it just confuses me. Not because I don't understand, but because why do I have to make so many different dice rolls? Usually these are the guys who will take the objective for you. Okay, that's it about them. Impulsor. 1 model and it 100 points. It's a transport which can transport up to 6 person. I will talk about the Impulsor in general, and after that I will add the Black Templar specific one. This is one of the few vehicle options that let you disembark after you moved and unleash hell exactly where you need it.
it has many weapon options, and some of them are really good and interesting. Let's check out the first one, which is almost integrated in the hull. You can change them, but I would not recommend. It's really good in its normal state. 2 Storm Bolters, 8 normal bolter shot, and that's it. Good, efficient, okay, nice. Other than that, you can add the Heavy Stubber, which is 4 more bolter-like shots, but with a little armor penetration. For free, obviously, why not? And you can choose between some options. One of them is a shield, which gives a 5+ invulnerable save to the Impulsor. The other one is a rocket launcher, versatile weapon, which is somewhat good against tanks, somewhat good against infantry, so it's all in all nice. The other options are not the very best in my opinion. One of them is Skull and Orbital Bombardment once a game, which in most cases it's not good unless your opponent is really stacked in one place. I would choose between the shield or the rocket launcher.
Okay, that was for the normal Space Marines. But for Black Templars, you are able to add a multi-melta to the Impulsor, which is really great. It has 2 shots, heavy 2, but since this is a vehicle, you can move and it will not suffer any penalty. It has a range of 24, strength 8, 4 points of armor penetration and damage d6, but if you are within the range of 12, it is damage d6 plus 2. So it's really great and interesting upgrade. If you take the vow to uphold the honor of the Emperor, when you have a 5+ invulnerable save, you don't have to use the shield dome. You can just chuck on the missile array and you can go and raise hell with the multi-melta, the stubbers, the missiles. So if you use it that way, you have a somewhat tough and really mobile weapon platform which can also transport infantry units. So really cheap and versatile unit that has speed, damage and durability. I highly recommend you to use it that way. It's not a bad idea to include multiple one from this unit. Overall score. I would give this box set an 8.5 out of 10. This box set is really great, but it is specific for Black Templars. So you should only buy that if you want to play Black Templars. I don't think this box set has a really big weakness. Maybe the same as the others, that the infantry character is really slow on their own. But in this case, he can just hop in the transport. So I think this box set is solid. And it doesn't even lack the anti-tank weapons, because you can just use the Impulsor for that. And if there is something heavier still on the board, well, you can just use your power fist. And after really good fisting, well, usually nothing left from the enemy. That's it for now. Thank you for listening. I hope I see you in the next one. If you like what I do, please hit the like button, or subscribe, or both. You can also hit the little bell, but if you don't hit the little bell, I will probably upload the next video on the next Tuesday. So see ya!